So first of all, I say the work that I try to bring, or that I bring into this world, is um, it's a path to become more aware. Really, to become more aware of the patterns that I repeat, that are imposed on me by society and by the culture and by the traumas. So it's to become aware who I am really, who is my authentic true self, and finally find empowerment um, to know myself fully. Um, and I find that once we are able to really tap into all the parts of ourselves that are hiding, be it the traumas and be it all these emotions that we don't really allow ourselves to feel because we call them negative, or they might be uncomfortable to feel. Once we learn to communicate to others about our deepest uh, vulnerabilities, meaning if I'm ashamed, or if I am um, sad or afraid, all these things that really, for a very long time, we were thinking that actually these are our weaknesses. And what I really see is that the the idea of what does it mean to be empowered um, in past uh, is a complete wrong idea. The idea of that I have to hold myself tight and I have to be strong and I have to keep going, and I shall not show that I am sad. I shall not show that um, that I am worried or that I'm afraid. I should keep going and pretend that everything is fine and that I can do this. And this is what we were used to call, like, people like, oh wow, this person is in power. So through the Tantra and through the work that I am doing is to come to the the truth of that the power and the empowerment is lies within vulnerability and lies within really truly accepting our weaknesses and finding the strength within showing ourselves fully. Yeah, there's other thing to this empowerment. Empowerment is not about me telling you, oh, I am afraid. I mean, this is one part of being able to show you that I'm afraid. The other part is not to go into victim. Like, I'm afraid of you because you say this, or because you do this, so I feel afraid. So there's where is also this very fine line, like victimhood versus vulnerability. And I would say vulnerability is when you are able to actually own it, when you are able to own your stuff. And so instead of saying, you are doing something, that's why I feel afraid, or you make me feel afraid, when I am able to say, I make myself feel afraid, and when I am able to when I'm able to look beyond, or what is beneath, actually, what is beneath any projection or any trigger or any blame. So I recently figured out that I was still hanging out in my victim, which is so difficult to to see yourself. And I feel so thankful that I can see now how blame it's a door to a vulnerability. And this I, for example, didn't know. I saw many times that I would be judging someone, and I was able to notice that I'm judging, and I was making myself feel inappropriate. And I learned that there is another way how I can actually enter my own vulnerability, own it, and learn. Let's say we were partners, and you really wanted me to go to this workshop with you, and you were telling me how important is it for you and how much you think that this will be really amazing for our relationship. And let's say that I was feeling tired because I was working a lot, and I was feeling like I have not much energy really inside. And I would just stick to the fact that you want me to come. Even though I have a no, I still go. And I go, and what happens is that we have a fight because I am not really feeling empowered, because I'm actually pleasing you. And this is all happening in the shadow. This is all happening underneath if I am not aware enough. And so there comes whatever, and we fight, and then it's a big fight, and then we break up. And then I will have in my head the idea that it was all your fault because you wanted me to come. And so it's very important when we are judging the other or when we are blaming the other, it's very important to look what is beneath. And I learned that, for example, in that example, if I look beneath, okay, you wanted eagerly me to come, but what is that I wasn't doing? And what I wasn't doing is I wasn't keeping my boundaries. I wasn't telling you the truth, actually. I wasn't telling you that, okay, I want to go, but actually I don't have capacity. And I turned myself into victim, and I said that it was all your fault, and that's why we broke up, instead of looking at myself and saying, oh wow, okay, I didn't say no, and I need to strengthen my own masculine. I need to strengthen my own boundaries.